Hi, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm Arpita from Indiase magazine, and a couple of questions for you. How many years have you acted for in altogether?
Altogether, oh gosh, I don't think I've actually counted. I know I've been in Lion King for 10 years. This will be year 11, and my second company here. But ever since I was a child, I think I was taken to acting classes because my mum always told me I was such an overactive child. I was always singing or running around and doing something, and they just didn't know what to do with me. So they took me to a theatre class, and I just enjoyed it so much that's what I decided that I knew what I wanted to do. I did some little extra work in TV as a kid, so probably about 15, maybe 16 years or something like that. But professionally, Lion King was my first professional West End show that I'd done. Yeah.
How did Lion King come about to you?
It's a funny story, actually. A friend of mine came up to me and said, "Oh, I've seen an audition in the paper for Lion King. Can you come with me? Because I'm a little bit nervous." So I went along, and I thought, well, seeing as I'm going, I'll prepare a song and audition myself as well. And on the morning of the audition, my friend called me up early and went, "Oh, I'm not well, I can't go." So I decided to go anyway, and from that I queued outside the theatre from something like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and wasn't seen until way in the afternoon because the line was huge, and just came back for audition, and finally got the role in that there back in London. However, to come over to Singapore, it was something quite different because obviously I was already established in the show, and our director John Stefanik had come over to do a clean-up of the show, because that's one part of his job, is to oversee all of the Lion Kings around the world and just make sure everybody's up to scratch, make sure that the show is what it needs to be. And he came over and he asked me to come in and sing for Simba and do some acting workshop with that, and sat me down and said, "Okay, so next year we're thinking of bringing Lion King to Singapore, and we would love for you to come over and be Simba," of which I was obviously ecstatic, and that's how that one came about. Yeah.
So
sing one line for us, please.
I'll sing a little bit. This is Endless Night, which is Simba's solo song. Where has the starlight gone? Dark is the day. How can I find my way home? There you go.
and that's lovely. Thank you so much.
I basically started as an ensemble as well. They auditioned, and I went almost the same story. I'm
Really?
smiling here, and I'm thinking, oh, a friend took him to the audition, and the same thing actually happened to me. I took my friend to the audition. I wasn't going to audition. I was very shy and scared, you know. I was like, no. And then I went up going in, and I got the part. Like, I was called in to do the South African Lion King. I was an understudy, loved the journey, loved everything up until I came here. So now what's exciting here is that I get to make history, like being the first Nala in Singapore, you know, in a brand new theater in this beautiful country. You know, what more can I want?
Yeah.
Nothing really.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we've been rehearsing for 8 weeks. Although one thing that was great about this experience here is, although we've both done the show before and we've understudied the parts that we're doing here on stage now, from day one of rehearsals, it literally was like day one.
Day one.
Everything that we'd known before, we kind of purged from ourselves, and we relearned the show. So I think it gave it a little bit more depth for us, and we understood it. I know for me, I have an even deeper understanding of the story and the journey, and the end result of what I put on the stage now far surpasses what I believe I was able to do before. Especially because it's 8 weeks of rehearsals, we have got that length of time to actually delve in and find out things about ourselves that we didn't even know, that we can then bring onto the stage.
Yeah. So would you say you're now a very tight company?
Oh, very much so.
Very much
We're
so.
a family.
Very much so.
Do you think different to the other productions that you've been involved in?
I don't know about for you, but I know in London everybody was a family there as well. I think it's just a little bit different. I think what's special about this company here is that I think this is the most international cast that Lion King has ever had.
You're all in a foreign place.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody is in the same boat. So if ever anybody does get homesick, we're always there to support each other. I know you miss your family, I miss my family as well, and it's great to be in like-minded people with that as well. What's great about it being so international is everybody gets to put their own little personalities together, and I literally walk into the building now and I walk past so many different people from different countries, and I'll be saying bonjour,
speak Zulu,
Sanbonani Gunjan, or
can I go ni hao ma?
Ni hao ma,
you know?
So it's great. We're just learning little pieces about each other, and it only just broadens our understanding of culture from around the world as well. It's a fantastic experience, and I'm very blessed that Lion King is able to allow me to experience.
As an artist, I think you are been told and been taught to take care of your instrument, because for me, my voice is my instrument. I have to take care, watch what I eat, you know, do vocal warm-ups, even physical warm-ups. That's what we do. We come here 6:30, we do vocal warm-ups, we do physical warm-ups, and it does not end in the theater. You carry that out with you, even at home, you know. You just make sure you're all dressed up, like you're warm. You make sure that you're not in a loud place where that will obviously hurt your voice, so that you won't be able to sing. But so you take care of the instrument wherever you are, so that it's not easy. Eight shows a week.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds very stringent, but I think because in our careers anyway, this is what we have been taught to do, as you were mentioning. So it becomes second nature now.
Okay.
You know, I know for myself, half an hour before the show, I'm starting to warm up, and that's before I've even sat in the makeup chair. You know, because it's such a physical show. It takes so much out of you that any reason you're not prepared, there's an injury that will happen. So you've got to be prepared for that.
Well, apart from singing, you're also dancing and moving around so much. So it's got to be complete physical. You wouldn't be going to a rock concert and screaming your lungs out.
No, we go to the rock concert, but we're very quiet when we go to see it. It's interesting because with Lion King specifically, a lot of the movement that we do, it's taken from a lot of Javanese and Balinese movements and stuff. So it helps us create the movement of the lions. So some of the movements that we do are quite, you know, not what you would normally do in a dance or in a performance in space. So that's also what's very important, that we warm up properly for that, because it's not something that we would normally do.
Okay, one last question for each of you. What is your favourite part of the show or its message, and why?
Favorite part, let's say together. 1, 2, 3. Circle of Life.
I love Circle of Life because it's such a beautiful, majestic song, and I'd also love to see the audience's faces. I mean, we're lucky enough that we're not on until the second act, because we have these fantastic actors who play us as young kids. So we get a chance to see everybody's faces whilst Circle of Life is happening, and you see people crying, you see their smiles, and it reminds us not only what Lion King does for everybody, but why we're in this business, and that we are putting out so much and we're actually getting it back from everybody. You know, it's a beautiful experience, and to get that every single day is heartwarming.
And you think the excitement that's on the stage, even when you watch from the sides, already you get in the mood of being in the show. So when you come in the second part, you already warmed up, you're already excited because of Circle of Life.
So you never get bored of it?
No.
Not at all. This is, like I say, 10 years in London, this is my 11th year, I'm not bored at all.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I didn't. I trained at a theatre school called Bowden Studios in North London.
You were born in England?
Yes, I was born in Oxford, to be exact. And
are your parents from the West Indies or Africa?
My mum, well, they're both from the West Indies. My mum is from a small island called St. Vincent, and my dad's from Jamaica.
I thought so. And you're from South Africa?
I'm from South Africa.
Have you guys ever visited India?
I haven't, but I've always wanted to. I have to say that. I really would love to visit India.
So if Lion King moves to India, would you be willing to go with Lion King to India?
I'm sure. I mean, as I was mentioning before, I still love the show, and as long as I still have a love the show and they still want me here, I don't see why not. It'd be very interesting to see what it would be like in India, right?
It will be very interesting, serious. Wherever, if the show still wants us and the love is still, I love it. So I would love to be in India.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. I understand there is an Indian cast in your crew. I would like to know the name of the person.
Say it again.
The Indian cast.
No, it's in our crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're in the next group, you'll be able to speak to them, and they'll be able to tell you exactly who.
Okay, 'cause
that's the thing about it, is that this is a huge theater endeavor. You know, The Lion King. It's really, I think it sets a penultimate level in theater experiences, because there's so many different aspects to it, from the puppetry to all of the gorgeous costumes, to all of the African influences. That there's so many different elements. Not to mention the scenic elements of the incredible set. So when you take all of that and taking that to different theaters, we have to be able to find a theater that we can fit into, because with such a huge theater that they're able to house us with and have the abilities of that, and that are a theater local producer that's going to come in and sponsor it, because it's a huge financial endeavor to bring that in. So Disney has this incredible product, and it's about finding people that are going to bring it into a different theater. So here we've been blessed to have the base bring us into Singapore in this brand new theater, which is really great.
Like, it's not that we don't want to go to India, but it has to be the right venue, first of all. It has to be the right place. It can't be, also, it's the nature of the show. We cannot compromise in anything, because we're not going to bring it to any place, any country at all, if we can't maintain the standard of the Broadway show, which was the original show. So wherever we go, it's got to be there. So that means it's not just it's the venue, it's the rehearsal spaces. There's lots of the elements and being able to get the material for the costumes, for the makeup. There are so many different elements that have to come into play. If there is a place in India that's going to take it, I'm sure we would be happy to go. But all these elements have to be in place first. And finally, there's got to be a public that can afford to go. And, I mean, not just wait a minute though. It's not just the rich. We want to be able. It's got to have prices that the local community can afford. So there may be a rich community in India, but it's not just for the rich, it's for everybody. And they have to be able to afford it. Do you know what I'm saying? When we did it in South Africa, it wasn't just for the wealthy South Africans, the numbers had to work so your average person could attend the show, because it's important. That's important. It's not for a select member of society, it's for everybody.
Well, I guess if it's at $65 for the lowest price, it wouldn't be for the average Joe in India. But it would be for the middle class, yes, you could. You could actually reach quite a large number of middle class. I'm not just talking about the creme de la creme. They're really, I mean, it's one of the biggest economies in the world. And I don't know
I hope that maybe a local producer will take that and will approach Disney
and say that
we're the creative team. We're creative. So we can't answer those questions.
Of course.
It's kind of hard,
for us to say.
We don't know a lot of things about, there's so many other aspects.
I think it's got far more talent than the whole of Southeast Asia put together. It's got a theatre culture that's been much older than here, and an English theatre culture, believe you me. It's not just Bollywood movies. People don't seem to know about it because they haven't made an effort to know. And I'll tell you, it could travel. It could be a little continent. You could travel all around the big cities of India for about 6 months easily and still make money.
Then they need to contact the producers.
That's it.
And that's because we're just the creative people that put the show on. Yeah. So that's that. I mean, we're not going to say no.
Let you know that, this is a very good market, and I'm sure the Indian audiences would love it.
Yeah, we'd love to go to India too.
Yes,
we'd love to. I'd love to go to India.
This is a quick last question. How much did it cost you to get Lion King to Singapore?
The entire cost.
That's not our department.
We don't know.
We don't deal with money. I'm sorry.
We just go where they send us. That we don't have to worry about the money. No. As long as we can.
We're here to create art. You like the art, you can thank us.
Of course we do. Thank you so much.